Welcome back. In March, the Durham Public Schools Foundation funded 19 educational projects across Durham. Our team had the opportunity to catch up with one of the recipients. Let's take a look.
The reason I decided to start SALUD is because I was at this high school where a large percentage of the students were Latinx, but I was the only person Latino that was on staff. I definitely thought a lot about my own experiences when I was forming this program, because these students didn't have access to Latinx mentors, and I wanted them to feel confident and to feel like they were capable of achieving what they wanted to achieve. I needed them to know that somebody believed in them and that they could accomplish their goals.
When I heard about SALUD, I felt really motivated, inspired, energized to be a part of it, because being a Latina, being underrepresented in my field as a psychologist, I know how important it is for us to energize and motivate the next generation of underrepresented individuals who are trying to enter the healthcare field. And so as soon as I heard about the mission about SALUD and all the work that they're doing, I really wanted to be involved.
So SALUD stands for Scholar Academy for Latinxs United for Diversity. I wanted these students to be seen as scholars. You know, that's something that, regardless of what these students end up doing, whether it's medicine or social work or regardless of what it is, I want them to feel like their perspectives are valued and that they can contribute to whatever profession they want to choose.
So we have what's called a nested mentorship model, which means that we have 25 high school students who are directly mentored by 3 undergraduate students and 1 post-bac student. And those students are then mentored by 3 medical students. And then the 3 medical students are mentored by me and Dr. Fuller as the faculty advisors.
It's 12 sessions and we cover cultural wealth, college access questions like admissions, financial aid, writing your personal statement. And then we move into the health side, which is we go over diabetes, food insecurity, mental health, heart disease, trauma, substance use, intimate partner violence, sexual education, like what is consent. Really just challenging them at every single session to think about why are things the way they are? Why is this a statistic? What factors play into why this has worsened over the past few years? How does it affect you, and how does it affect your family? How does it affect your community? And then we have them come up with how would you design an intervention to address this? What would you do to make this better in your school, in your church, in your house?
Sometimes we don't talk about these issues in our Latin American community. That could be because of stigma. It could be because we are unfamiliar about how to talk about it, right? But it's real. We deal with things like a culture of stress and sometimes depression and anxiety and sometimes PTSD, responses to trauma. So when I came to talk to the students about mental health issues, many of them felt really identified and validated by the fact that we were talking about the very things that sometimes they have personally felt or they have seen their loved ones deal with. And so it was very eye-opening for them to just learn more about it. And one of the things that we focused on was taking a bit of the stigma away from talking about mental health, which was a very transformative experience for the students. We
want to empower them to feel like they're able to create change. The students from the first year, they're in amazing schools like Emory and UNC Chapel Hill. They are now mentors to other students, and they can be role models for other students. And so it's kind of creating this family, this network of people that have gone through something together that really, hopefully, has changed their perspectives about themselves and their potential.
Most of the program was just realizing that even though we were underrepresented, we weren't alone in our process. So it was in between my junior and senior year. So it was when I was just figuring out where I was going to go to college, where I was going to apply. So it was really cool because they kind of empowered us to take pride in who we are and where we come from. So going through, learning about the different mental health issues or different problems that could arise from just being a minority or being Hispanic compared to what other people follow. It was really helpful, actually. It really let me understand what I had to do, what I had to go through, and how different my experience would be compared to other people's experiences.
I want these students to know that this isn't just a program and then we're done with them. You know, we continue to talk with them, we continue to mentor them throughout the next steps in their lives and form these relationships and these mentorship bonds that will hopefully serve them, and of course it's beneficial to us just working with them.
One of the most special things about being a faculty advisor for SALUD is that I'm reminded what it was like when I was in high school trying to enter the healthcare field. I interact with the students and it brings me back to that time in my life when I wanted to go into healthcare, but I didn't know anyone that looked like me. And it's been so neat to be able to be that role model for the students. Yes, I'm that role model for them, but in fact, they're teaching me so much and they're giving me so much. By just being them and being there, they remind me why I wanted to do this in the first place. And that's very, very special for me.
I was interested in being part of the program because I've always been interested in the medical field, and so my plan is to go into the medical field when I'm older. I've really liked it. I was thinking about how we're almost done with it, halfway through it. I was upset because I don't want it to end because I really like it, and it's just really interesting because it's definitely changed my perspective on everything. I hadn't really thought about how medicine could affect our community and the changes we could do regarding it.
SALUD has been really successful in securing partnerships and funding to complete our missions. This year alone, we had 13 community partners and 8 departments within the university. And that has allowed us to fulfill the basic functions of the program. It means a lot to us because it allows us to be a sustainable program and to continue making impact for not only the Duke community, but the Durham community, and hopefully elsewhere. Hopefully this model can then be dropped into lots of different other communities. We are just so grateful to the DPS Foundation for giving us funding to allow us to do what we set out to do.
Durham is investing in its students, and it's investing in this historically disenfranchised and underrepresented group that has struggled to really reach the same levels of success and access to higher education, and especially as something as intense and competitive as medicine. And so it really shows that they're recognizing how the demographics of Durham and the country are changing, and the need to make sure that these students feel supported and that the work that they're doing is valued and appreciated. I feel like I brag about the students a lot because they're so cool. I am so consistently impressed with their ability to recognize those things and come up with their own ideas, and just seeing them grow and form these relationships amongst each other and with the staff. And working with them has been such an honor. And within my professional life, this is definitely my proudest achievement.
I think SALUD is a very important program for a lot of different reasons. But if nothing else, one of the things that we're doing is, as I mentioned, energizing the next generation of healthcare providers. That is incredibly important as the sociodemographics of the country are changing. So as we're becoming more diverse, we're going to need more diverse providers. And that is what we're doing here. Ultimately, I think that that's going to allow us to better meet the needs of underrepresented members of our communities.
We want to make sure that this continues for years to come. So if I'm not here in 2 years because of residency, I know that it's still running, that the people that are running it know what the value of the program is and what it's trying to accomplish, and they are as passionate about it as we are, and they can continue having that vision and improving it and serving even more kids. So that's the ultimate goal.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you have any questions or would like to know more, visit our website at raleighcw.com and myrdctv.com. I'm Bill LeMay, and thank you for watching Community Matters. See you next week.